Hi, my name's Simon Luck. I'm founder and CEO of CommunicationsMatch, and today I'm delighted to be with Orlando Camargo. Orlando is a principal at the Dillon Schneider Group, and he's lived and worked outside the US in the communications industry for more than 25 years. Orlando, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Simon.
So you spent all of this time in communicating in international markets. Are there takeaways or lessons from your experience that you think are useful for other communicators?
I would say, Simon, that although I spent most of my professional life outside the U.S. and came back 5 years ago, I think one of the biggest lessons is that very basically the skill set for a communicator is very much the same, whether it's in Tokyo or Zurich or New York. One of the lessons that I think I try to pretend to my clients is that they understand that the issues that they're facing are very similar to any client anywhere in the world. Maybe the execution and the tactics might be somewhat different, but everyone has reputational risk. There are ways to manage crises that really you can learn and replicate whether you're in one part of the world or another.
Are there skill sets that you developed by being in an international market that you think are actually helpful and useful when you're communicating here in the US?
Absolutely. And one of them is not knowing the language, because it makes you shut up. You have to listen a lot more when you're in environments that perhaps the language or the nuance is not always yours. And I found that when I came back to the US, where I spoke the language, I listened a lot more. And I think that being forced to do that, having lived abroad for so many years, has actually been very helpful, because you're looking at other things. You're looking at nuance, body language. You're looking at context much more than just relying on words.
What would the advice you would give to companies looking to communicate outside the US?
We work with a lot of clients in my firm that want to go, for example, to Davos. We've been going to Davos for the time that I've been with this firm, the last 5 years, and we take both American and international firms there. And it's very interesting that they're all trying to gain reputational advantage in a very crowded market. And what we often find is that bringing them into a setting where they can be with peers and express the unique part of what they're trying to portray or sell is probably the common denominator. And it's only how American firms can do that in this marketplace that make it different. And what I mean by that is the competitive environment right now is much, much more stern, I think, than it was some years ago, because I think there's more scrutiny of American skill sets, of American regulation, of American companies as a whole in this environment. So I think there'll be a lot more questioning, there will be a lot more second guessing, and it's not always America is going to have all the answers. So I think bringing the humility level down and the skill sets and listening up for American companies going abroad, I think that's probably a little bit different than I remember when I was working in a foreign country watching American companies come abroad. I think a level of humility and wanting to learn is something that's very important.
Orlando, thank you.